Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have Amando with 175 rating versus MPS Agno Team OG with 574 ratings. So this is going to be another DB match, and let's hop right in. We're going to see MPS Agno win the rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Also, before we hop in, I think each video I've recorded today has had this person choose rock and this person choose paper each time. That's weird. But we have 41 versus 40, and then they're going to get to choose. They choose to go second. Opening hand is Tracker, Torn Scales, Dark Magician, Torn Scales, Ash. So we see the Dragoon package, pretty standard in this deck. But for going first hand, this is good. Torn Scales plus an extender. Then they have Talents, Lightning Storm, Droplet, Afterburners, Droplet. Wow. This is an interesting hand. We see it's a Sky Striker deck. I'm gonna normal summon Torn Scales, ditch Torn Scales, dump Cloak, and then Cloak effect to search Boots. Torn Scales, bring itself out. Overlay into Sea Dragon effect, bring out Ancient Cloak, special summon Boots, then go into a Carabini, dump Graph, bring out Seer, and then turn those into a Rusty, Seer, bring back Carabini, then Rusty, dump Gloves, set Fogblade, Ragged Gloves, send Fogblade, and then Fogblade effect, bring out Torn Scales, then special summon the Psychic Tracker. This was done way different than normal. Starting with the Sea Dragon, instead of going for like the Rusty play, and then like kind of like ending with the Sea Dragon, like Sea Dragon into something. Interesting way to do it. Overlay for another Sea Dragon, alright, effect, bring out Ragged Gloves, turn those into an Anaconda, turn those into an IP, two Sea Dragons into an IP, wild. And then Anaconda, dump Fusion, the materials, bring out Dragoon, and then Boots to search for Fogblade, and then pass. So this is an IP into, let's say, Appaloosa. So we're going to count that as one negate, Fogblade as a negate, Dragoon discarding this as a negate, and then Ash as a negate. So 4 cards with negates. If you count Appaloosa as 2, then that's 5. Draw Red Eyes Fusion for turn. Activate Chain Ash Blossom. Then Lightning Storm, the Fogblade, activate Droplets, negating, or trying to negate, but then just Dragoon negate that. Let's see, where does this Talents go? Talents to take, Chain IP, that's going to go into a Unicorn. Yeah, that's game. That was an interesting game 1. We see Sky Striker just do absolutely nothing. Wild. Going on to game 2, we're going to see Phantom Knights go first again. Opening hand is Ash, that darn Dark Magician, the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Fogblade, Cosmic, and Droll. Insane opening. Best hand ever, full combo, cracked. And then they have Droplet, Red Eyes Fusion, Talents, Widow Anchor, Red Eyes Fusion. Is this even Sky Striker? Is this just Sky Striker cards in the deck? Like, is it just like the Widow and like Afterburners to like go second and break a board? It really could be that. Set Fogblade, pass, draw Shark Cannon. Alright, so it's most likely pure Striker. Red Eyes Fusion, Chain Ash, and then Talents. That's going to draw Gamma Seal and Prosperity. Cards you can't use this turn. Drops Droll. And then set Widow and Shark Cannon. Pass play, draw Torn Scales. It's a good draw. Set Cosmic, pass. I mean, it's a starter, but obviously it's not going to do much versus this. Pass play, draw Harpy's Feather Duster. Then Harpy's Feather Duster, Chain Cosmic to banish Widow. And then use Red Eye's Fusion. And then admit defeat. So now moving on to game 3, the Phantom Knight player is going to choose to go first. Opening hand is Anti-Spell, Torn Scales, Tour Guide, Graph, Cosmic. So, sand definitely works. Anti-Spell is obviously good against like an all-spell deck. Then they draw Ray, Set Rotation, Area 0, Droplet, and Widow. So has a monster this time, other than just like old spells. Summon Tour Guide effect, bring out Libic. Then go into Carabini. Also, Tour Guide is okay in this deck. The reason why I only play one in pure BA is because it's really bad in that deck because you don't have extenders. But this deck, you usually can open up an extender with it. Here, they didn't. But usually you would in this kind of deck. And then Libic, that'll bring out Graph from hand. Carabini, dump Ragged Gloves. And then turn those into a Rusty. Graph effect, bring out Seer. And then Seer is going to lose itself, or make itself get destroyed. And then effect, bring out Carabini from the grave. Rusty, send Torn Scales, set Fog Blade. And then Ragged Gloves, send Cloak. Then you're going to get Torn Scales here to bring itself out, of course. Cloak to search for Boots. Then special summon out Boots. Overlay for the Sea Dragon. This card used to, like, old Madolche used to be so fun. Like, old Madolche is 10 times more fun than nowadays Madolche. Like, the deck used to be, like, Sea Dragon Turbo, pretty much, is what it felt like. You'd have to open up, like, it was Mufoy, level 3 that lets you special summon Angeli from hand. And then that was, like, your combo. It wasn't, like, insane, but, old decks. Fun decks. Summon out Ancient Cloak. Effect on Rusty. Then go for Anaconda. Anaconda effect. That's going to dump Fusion and its materials to bring out Dragoon. And then Boots to search for Fogblade. Set Cosmic Anti-Spell. Pass turn. Draw out the big old turtle. And then flip Anti-Spell. Summon the turtle over Dragoon. And then normal summon Ray, attack, and then gonna use this effect to send something else to keep it alive. Sending the turtle. And then Ray effect. Bring out Hayate. And then Hayate attack. And then it's gonna Fog Blade this on the summon. But also another like cool thing with this is that it doesn't Carabini doesn't just protect BAs. A play I was doing a while ago is I would like Carabini and then IP and have another monster on board, and it would make it like very easy to like access code through stuff. Kind of like how Geonator was used in Drytron. You wouldn't always use it to steal a monster. You'd usually use it to protect your stuff. Just like the cool like second effects of cards that people don't remember. Get rid of Hayate for Shiz, Fogblade falls off, and then set a whole bunch of spells that can't be used. And then Shiz, search multi-roll. Yeah, like none of these can be used next turn because anti-spell says N cannot activate them until their next turn after setting them. Their next turn, not the next turn. Fogblade, bring out Cloak, and then Torn Scales, bring itself out. Draw into Stained. Gonna go Cloak effect on Rusty, make it gang 800, then go for Break Sword. Rusty effect, pop Droplet. And then Carabini effect, send Boots. And then go for an Appaloosa. Rusty, send Torn Scales, set Fogblade. And then Break Sword effect, that's going to pop itself in Widow. Break Sword effect to summon back, and we see them just admitting defeat here. Drawing the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Just gotta love this card. That was, well, the game 3 wasn't that great. It was just anti-spell. Game 1, we saw like all those going second cards to break the board, but Droplet with no monsters is obviously not that good versus a Dragoon that can just negate it, and then you just spent like, it was like 3 cards, because Droplet plus the 2 discards lost out to the Dragoon. But overall, that was a cool match. It's cool to see Sky Striker, even though we didn't really see Sky Striker. I mean, this is really what Sky Strikers came to. It's not even like Striker at this point. It's really just like Dragoon and going second cards. Spell cards are nice. It's pretty much what this deck is. Spell Strikers. But I like seeing Phantom Knights. I like seeing this deck a lot. I don't think it's like the best deck or anything, but I enjoy seeing it for sure. Just like seeing like old PKs and BAs and stuff. Gotta love to see these. But that's going to be it for the video. Looking at how long the match was, we can see it was 28 minutes long. That's fairly quick. You know, having like Sky Striker in the match, usually the matches can take a little while, a long while. But I'm going to guess that the video is, let's say, 12 minutes and 12 seconds. And with that being said, the DB Grinders signing off. Peace. Have a nice day.